It is so hard sometimes to think about something to post on social media. I don't know about you, but I will hit a wall at times. The problem is because chances are you are trying to work on what to post in that moment. You don't have a plan, you don't have content, and you don't have a strategy behind it. And so that's what we're talking about this week on Hard Facts. Hi, I'm Samantha Cunningham-Zabolinski, and I want to make sure your business, your brand, your social channel has a strategy just like everything else that you do in business. So this week on Hard Facts, let's really talk about how you can get this done. So first things first is we need to get to the point where we have a game plan, to have a calendar and can schedule posts and can know what our content is going to be. So how are a few ways that we can create content that is going to speak to your audience? Well, the first one is to identify who your audience is, who you're really trying to talk to, and get to reciprocate in a conversation. Who do you want to engage with? Who is your audience, or who is your ideal customer? Start by jotting that down. Once you identify that, curating content that is going to speak to them becomes just a little bit easier. So now that you know who your ideal client is, let's think about what content's really going to speak to them. And I want you to think back to as you were getting into this journey, as you were creating a business, or as you were a business owner before maybe you got into be a coach or a marketing agency, what was the kind of content that you were looking at and was really speaking to you? So reflect a little bit. Also reflect on what others are doing in this industry. And I know, God forbid we say the word copy, because we're all freaking doing it, but nobody's admitting it. And I'm gonna say that now. So don't copy whereas you're copyright infringement, for example, but take a look at what other people in your industry are doing and what's working for them. Learn from others. And you can do that by taking a look at their profiles or their websites, and then make sure that you are staying uniquely you. There's only one of you, and it is different than your competitor, so don't copy them, but get ideas from them. Take a look at what's happening and what's working in your industry, and then recreate, redo, for lack of a better word, what is going to be uniquely you. So get inspiration from others, but make it your own. And then how do you create or think about what you're even gonna post that's gonna be your own, other than maybe some of those ideas you're getting? Well, think about what your philosophy is in business, marketing, coaching, or what your product is. And then post about that, but be helpful. Think about what your customers are currently receiving value from your coaching or your product. What problems are you fulfilling? And then talk about that. You can have text-based Instagram posts, for example, or Facebook videos. You can use really great imagery, success stories, before and after stories, but more than anything, make sure you're talking about your brand and your story. People connect with people, and in doing so, they're going to want to create that relationship with your product, your business, if it's a local clothing store or an online boutique, or if you're a marketing agency or business coach. People want to make sure they're going to enjoy the relationship and working together while you're executing on their behalf. So tell your brand story and make it something that reflects your imagery. So that's really the thing you got to think about here too, right? So how do you identify, define, and visualize your brand? Have you really put that to paper or put it to a graphic designer and worked through those things? There are so many apps out there. Literally just go to Google and search Instagram apps or apps to make prettier pictures. You'll find things that can help you create this imagery that makes your page look consistent. But if there's something that really speaks to you and you're like, oh, that's not blue, my page is blue, post it anyway. So often I see things where it's like, it doesn't fit the format of my page. Well, you can go a little rogue sometimes or use stories for that. And that's the other thing. Did you know that most engagement on Instagram right now happens via stories? Very little engagement still happens down on your Instagram posts. But by utilizing posts and engaging with other people through their posts, it is a great way to build an additional network. So for example, you're creating this strategy and you're posting and you're doing great imagery and looking at what other individuals are doing, but you're like, I didn't even hit 100 likes. Well, how are you building that? What are you doing to leverage that audience? So think about hashtags that are important to your industry, to your customers. Find the last hard facts that we did on hashtags and reference that for some great ways to curate hashtags that'll help your brand move forward. I'll include the link below here on YouTube as well so you can find that easily. But aside from hashtags, what else can you do? Commenting. You should be having touch points with other individuals, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube profiles. Provide a comment, provide feedback about their content, share your page, but engage. It is not a one-way street, and so many times in social media, we act like we're gonna put out that content and the flocks of people are going to come in and just eat it up. It doesn't work that way. And that's likely why you're not getting any engagement. So maybe you've got that strategy, that look, that feel, you've done all the recon work, but you're not getting any of that engagement. That's likely a reason why. And in terms of getting it done, like I said, I am so guilty of sitting on the couch at night and be like, I said I'm gonna post something on Instagram every single day. What am I gonna post today? Well, it's because I haven't thought about my content calendar or what's going to speak to my audience and plotted it out. Spend time at the beginning of each week, at the beginning of each month, and think about what you have coming up that you can put out there that is going to be well received and engaged with from your audience. And then don't forget to use stories, so as you're going through your day, your audience is engaging with you. And that's just a couple of the ways you can create social media content, get a content calendar put together, and make sure it's really a thought out process, because if you were just doing it by a whim or the seat of your pants, you're really not going to get that ROI that you're expecting for all of the time that you're investing. So if you've been doing it by a whim and know you've got to get that content calendar or that schedule put together, but you're still drawing a blank or can't get out ahead of it, comment below and let's work on a content calendar together. I'd be happy to give you some ideas after taking a look at your website or your social profiles, because you know what? Another perspective is always a great one to have on your business. Sometimes you're too much in it to see outside of it. So comment below and I'd be happy to take a look into your social media profile and leave a comment on your page. Or do you have another topic or strategy you need a little bit of help with? Well, comment below, email me, direct message me. I am always available and love to hear from you guys. So let me know what that is and we'll cover it in an upcoming Hard Facts.